2024年4月13日晚间，伊朗首次从境内对以色列发动攻击，空袭时间持续大约5个小时。伊朗对以色列发射将近300枚无人机与飞弹，造成12人受伤。引起这场冲突的近因是来自于4月1日，以色列针对伊朗驻大马士革领事馆发动空袭，导致10多人死亡。
Well, let's just rewind back to the 1st of April. That's when the attack took place on the Iranian diplomatic compound in Damascus, killing senior officers, senior generals, but I think more importantly for the Iranians, hitting ground they consider to be, and legally it is, Iranian soil. The Israelis have made an unconvincing argument that the presence of those officers in the building rendered it not a diplomatic premise, but a military position that it was okay to hit. That is not a convincing argument.
但更多原因是自1979年伊朗伊斯兰革命之后，强硬派领袖上位，造成以色列与伊朗的局域越来越多，最终导致两国不断发生冲突。历史的沉疴，外人很难理得清。但两国冲突后卷起的是全球股市的惊涛骇浪，与加深世人对战争即将全面爆发的担忧。
Now, stock benchmarks in Japan, South Korea and Australia declined. This comes after the S&P 500 suffered its worst session since January on Friday amid a flight to safety. Chinese equities are set for a tough week after a miss in the nation's trade data Friday. Even if the global risk mood does improve and geopolitical tensions subside, Chinese stocks may see headwinds of their own to overcome.
It's still on the edge a little bit, but maybe a little cooler as compared to where things were on Saturday or Sunday. Things are a little bit cooler and it's not as bad, at least right now.
Now, the attack did not do a great deal of damage. Was that because they assumed, having signaled so clearly that they were going to do it, that so Israel, the Americans, the Brits and others could get ready? Or was that simply because they're simply not up to hurting Israel with its formidable air defenses along with its allies? So I think where we're at now is a time of great uncertainty. Really, the rules of the game in the Middle East have changed a lot since the Hamas attacks on the 7th of October. And now that Iran has, well, first the Israeli strike, Iran's response, what will Israel do next? We are very much in unknown territory here. But certainly I think it's absolutely clear that if a way is not found to stop this steady escalation into a wider war, all-out war in the Middle East, then it's going to keep on going in that direction, which would be absolutely catastrophic for all concerned.
不过，伊朗袭击以色列的阵仗貌似盛大，但造成的实质伤害有限，算是不幸中的大幸。可是从双方政府事后都发出的声明来看，却颇值得玩味。
When Israel allegedly attacked Iran's embassy in Damascus, and a senior Iranian military official was killed. So markets since then was expecting Iran to actually launch a counteroffensive. And it happened over the weekend. So Iran launched hundreds of drones as well as cruise missiles at Israel. Israel, by its own admission, and its allies in the region, they intercepted most of these missiles, and Israel says the damage was very, very minimal. And comments then from Iran suggests that this is settled now. They basically said that we had to retaliate, retaliation is done, and unless and until we get an attack now from Israel, we will not escalate this. So, and I think that is where things are at this point in time.
国际多数是谴责伊朗的声音，但是在半岛电视台这篇报道里，则是从几个不同的角度看这场来去匆匆的袭击。例如，在以色列政府在说什么的子标题下提到，美国总统拜登政府的一名高级官员表示，以色列并不寻求使局势升级。而在伊朗政府在说什么的子标题下，条例一行说明，这是伊朗与以色列流氓政权之间的冲突，美国必须远离。这场从伊朗角度来看是不得不发动的报复行动，让本来因加萨战争而被世界指责的以色列重新获得支持，不知道算不算是因祸得福。至于伊朗，尽管这场袭击造成的损伤如此有限，并没有挫了伊朗的志气。有媒体就分析，这场袭击让伊朗内部更坚信，永和是他们必须走上的道路。
The Middle East is on the brink. The people of the region are confronting a real danger of a devastating full-scale conflict. Now is the time to defuse and de-escalate. Now is the time for maximum restraint. I stated the following last night, and I quote, I strongly condemn the serious escalation represented by the large-scale attack launched on Israel by the Islamic Republic of Iran this evening, and I call for an immediate cessation of these hostilities, end quote. I remind all member states that the Charter of the United Nations prohibits the use of force against the territorial integrity or political independence of any state, or in any other manner inconsistent with the purposes of the United Nations. Furthermore, the principle of inviolability of diplomatic and consular premises and personnel must be respected in all cases, in accordance with international law, as I stated when condemning the 1 April attack on the Iranian consulate in Damascus.